Good morning, folks, and welcome to another edition of City Hall Live. I am Joe Abeta, and we have a special guest today. We have City Councilor for District 1, Signe Lindell. I call you Sig, Councilor.
Did you almost forget my name,
No,
Joe?
well, I didn't know if I was going to say Sig Lindell or Signe Lindell, you know, the official name, right?
Right, the official name.
Yeah,
right.
but
you call me Sig.
yes, and
Right.
Councilor too as
And
well.
and everyone in City Hall is welcome to call me Sig.
Yes, absolutely. So, freshly minted, a second
Wow.
for the second
Yeah.
time around or third time?
Second time.
It's the second time
First time reelected.
That was awesome.
Yeah, it was campaigns are a little daunting under any circumstances.
Yeah.
Certainly take time away from the work that we are committed to.
Yeah.
But it's also an opportunity to get out into the community and take the message, talk about what we want to do, and find out what people are engaged with and what they want to be engaged with.
Yeah. Did you feel like this second campaign, there was new things that were fresh that people were asking from the first time around that you were in the district?
Yeah, interestingly enough, yes, and also in as much as I had done it before, I felt a little more secure doing it.
Yeah.
I felt like I kind of knew more of what I was doing, how to do a campaign, because it's not a small undertaking.
No, it isn't.
I mean, it's really 6 months. You file your paperwork in September, and then the election's in March. So you have 6 months of your time that are pretty focused on that campaign. And yeah, I mean, it's interesting. People are always engaged in some of the same things. Schools are always a focus for people.
Yes.
Schools are a focus. Water, not as much a focus as before. Interestingly enough, a lot of the water topic has shifted a little bit over to solar.
Gotcha.
I mean, people are interested in solar.
Yeah.
How are we going to be more sustainable? And frankly, Joe, I was surprised how engaged people in my district were about, they want solar, they want that to happen.
Yeah, and it's funny because, you know, really the city took initiative back in 2002. It's been, what, 15, 16 years?
Yeah.
We took care, we still live we're in a drought situation now, but we know how to handle it.
We're always preparing.
We already know what's up, right?
We know what the future holds for us, and we're always preparing for it. So, you know, that was interesting to me. You know, the other thing that I always hear from people is they like to be called back, and they like to be contacted.
They do.
And, you know, I have people all the time say, you know, I called you at 10 o'clock and I couldn't believe I got a call back by noon. I can't always do that.
No.
But it sure is my commitment to get back to people, and that kind of engagement makes a difference for us.
No.
And, you know, sometimes I can help them, and sometimes it's things that are out of my purview. But community engagement is huge.
Yes, and the thing is you've been doing this now for 4 years.
Yeah.
So now when you go, when you were on the campaign trail even today, when you say you were more secure, more confident and stuff, you know the answers to a lot of these questions now.
Yeah,
you know what the system is. You can't,
that's right.
you can't say, hey, everyone's going to get soda and pizza on Fridays. You know, it's not like that. Like in a school election, you know exactly. No, I can't offer you free pizza, and this is why I can't, but I can do this for you.
Right, I know what the resources are now better.
Yes.
And it just comes from doing this work. You get engaged in it. You know, I sit on the finance committee. You know, we have a real picture of what the finances are like. You know, and people always want more services, but people always don't want more taxes.
That's right.
So it's always a balancing act, and you know, I think that we are making progress, and we have a new council, we have new people to work with.
Let's talk about that, yeah.
And you know, it's like having a new team, and you know, it's important to, I've talked to you about this before. The learning curve for being a counselor is steep. However well prepared you think you are to be a counselor, in those first 90 days, you're going to be like, oh my gosh, you know, you're a little bit lost, and it's really incumbent on counselors that have been in the seat, be it for 2 or 4 or 8 or 12 or however long they've been there.
To teach you the ropes, right?
To extend a hand and help people through the process of what it is to be a city councilor and what resources are available to us to be a city councilor.
Yeah.
Because it's a pretty steep learning. I mean,
No, it
even
is.
getting your computer and your phones and I mean, it's days of going back and forth. I
Yeah.
know people come to you and ask for help. I
Yeah,
do.
yeah. And it's like, you know, I remember when you said that Councilor Carmichael Dominguez was helped you out a whole bunch that
Helped me
first,
out.
you know, the first month, even throughout, you know, the time that you were there, but he got you going on that.
Right. You know, he set a great example for me, and I extend myself to the newly elected councilors and trying to, you know, just check in. What is it you need help with? How can we help you? Because you know, just learning who are city employees.
Yes.
You know, you see people in the building and you're like, you work here, right?
it's just like-
I mean, there's over 1,000 employees.
Yeah, and it's crazy for city employees because when a new administration comes in, you're wondering,
What's
are
it gonna be like?
are you supposed to be working here, or
Right.
who are you exactly?
Do you belong in that
Yeah,
office?
Exactly. Hey, what are you doing there? Or-
Right.
Yeah, you know.
But I think we have a terrific team, and that's not to say that we don't miss the people that are not in those chairs now. But we have a new team. They're enthusiastic, they're hard workers, and they're dedicated. And I feel good about the direction that this council's going.
And what I really appreciate of the councilors that did run and won, they all had the best intentions to run and a good reason to run. There was no like I'm going to get you type of situation where they were going to come. They were running because of a negative thing. They were running because they wanted to help the community and be a positive part of the community, which is always good when you have that coming into a council, when you come into a new council, a new administration. And with that being said, you know, it's funny when people do run, they don't realize that there's 7 of you, eight. There's 8 of you, excuse me, 8 and then 9 with the mayor. There's 8 of you. In order to get anything passed or anything that you have that's special that's special to you, you need those other 7 to vote for you. You need 5 votes.
Gotta have 5.
So you can't just come in here and run the city. You know,
Right.
it
No.
doesn't work that way. There is a process for that.
I talked about that a fair amount on the campaign trail, that, you know, it takes 5 votes.
It does.
It takes 5 votes, and you need to have good relationships with the other councilors.
That's right.
And I think that we have a council that does have good relationships, and we have had a council that had good relationships.
Yep,
And,
exactly.
you know, we just have so many things to work on.
Yeah.
I mean, it's constant, and it's not all legislative. That's the thing that I think people see mostly is the legislative work that we do. That's a very small part of the work that we actually do. I mean, the work in committees, the work behind the scenes of putting people together, building community, helping this group, helping that group, and trying to, I mean, we're a very, very sizable enterprise here. We're hundreds of millions of dollars.
Yep.
And, you know, the council's kind of like we have a strong mayor system now, so we're kind of feeling our way along of what that looks like, what it means to governing. And, you know, the governing body works on policy, and we're kind of at this point like a board of directors. So we're feeling our way along, and I feel very, very positive about it.
Yeah, absolutely. And from a staff's perspective, I think we're all really excited as to,
Yeah.
you know, we're just excited to see what's going to happen. It's like you practice through summer, and then now the season's here. You want to see what happens in the
Game
first
time.
game, the game time, right? What's going to
Yep.
happen in the first game.
Yep,
So
we're game
that's kind
time.
of like that's the atmosphere at City Hall and around the city right
Yeah,
now.
and there's a lot going on.
There is. And speaking of that,
Yes.
this last week,
Yeah.
we had a bunch of community outreaches for what's going to happen at the College of Santa Fe, or what's
SFUAD.
yes, SFUAD, and it was really exciting because you saw you got some ideas of what people wanted. And it was a big turnout by a lot of the community members at all 3 events, which I thought was awesome, right?
It was, I think that the engagement process that we went through, when we found out that Laureate was going to be vacating the campus, you know, we have 62, 63 acres of property right in the middle of town. It's a gem. What are we going to do with that?
Yes.
What is it? And, you know, we have to remember that that property was purchased by the city with the intent of a higher education.
Yep.
So in all the community outreach and the information, that's been something that's been pushed forward by nearly every group. Everyone sees it as maintaining some type of educational, higher education component. But we had literally thousands of people have input into what they would like to see happen on that campus. And then we had 5 groups of local architectural firms put together a vision. It wasn't a specific type of vision. It was kind of a theoretical vision. And it wasn't a contest, which was great. And, you know, they put together all kinds of different things. And, you know, I just am so pleased with the amount of community involvement that we got. Because when you get thousands of people that participate, that's pretty good.
No, it is, and it shows that it's important to people too, right? In the community, it's not like, you know, a lot of people. I think everybody doesn't want to drive by on St. Michael's and see an empty space of nothing going on over there. We want to see a thriving property,
vibrant.
Yes, that's gonna serve the community. That's gonna be welcoming to the community. I love the ideas. My favorite one was incorporating the middle school and the elementary school and having a 4-year college there, and the studios, you know, the movie studios there, and libraries and things like that. And I just pictured that. I was thinking, what a great way to say I can go to all my schools, even college, and go in this great environment that's beautiful, and it's in my city, in a world-class city that people would love to come, a destination that people love to come to.
And almost every one of them also had, you know, along innovation. I mean, you know, a maker space or innovative or internship spaces for young people. And I mean, the ideas are terrific. And what we need to do is now decide, how do we take those ideas, meld them together into what is really a vision that happens on that campus, be it one piece at a time, however we do that, and not forgetting that that campus, we have a major film studio there.
We do.
We have, you know, national
Avengers was shot there.
Yeah, I mean,
you know?
Longmire was shot
Yes.
there. I mean, TV shows that people love are shot there. And, you know, we have continuing interest in that studio. And, you know, maybe that studio even gets expanded. Maybe that becomes more of the campus.
That's right.
But we have all kinds of things going on there. And wouldn't it be terrific to have 2,000 or 3,000 college students on that campus?
Absolutely.
I mean, that would be so vibrant for this city. That's one of my great wishes.
Yeah, and I think, you know, I know that, you know, the question is, well, when is this all going to go down? But there's still some figuring out. You got to make sure, if you're going to do it right, take the time to do it right, rather than let's, you know, be fast food about it, and then, you know, we don't get a very good product after that.
It's hard to take, you know, we need to see who wants to go to the dance with us on this.
That's right.
We need to make a good choice, not the first person
a long-term
that asks.
choice, right? I mean,
that's right.
That's what you guys are looking for.
Granted, we do have a mortgage on that property, which, I mean, we're very aware of that. We have $2.3 million every year that we have to pay.
Okay.
And, you know, $2.3 million without any income goes, where's that coming from? You know, we have to be very careful and not extend this process too long.
That's right.
And get mired down in process. We got a bill that's due every year.
No, I got you. I got you.
So-
That's a lot of Frito pie and bake sales.
Car washes. Although we can't use car washes because of the water thing. So yeah, Frito pies and bake sales.
There you
Hope you all love them.
There you go.
No, we're working on it. And there's a group that meets every Wednesday, and we work on this constantly.
Yeah,
So-
that'll be awesome. So wrap it up here. I know
Wrap
that
it up, okay.
I know that we got some other stuff going on.
I got some
Yes.
advertisements I got to get out here.
Yes.
This Saturday, if you live in this town, this Saturday, we need you to be engaged.
Okay.
We've got, that I know of, 4 different things going on.
Okay.
Let's start with, okay, it's Earth Day.
Okay.
Happens in the rail yard.
Yes.
Go to the rail yard. It's also farmer's market.
Okay.
So a lot going on in the rail yard. There's also the arts and crafts folks
Okay.
that are over there. Lots in the rail yard. Early morning, Siler Road.
Okay.
Down at the city facility complex down there.
Yep.
It's Clean Up Santa Fe,
Yep.
sponsored by Keep Santa Fe Beautiful.
Okay.
Every year they go down there. They've got bags and gloves and participate, be part of it.
Yeah.
Next thing is, cleanup. Frank Ortiz Dog Park.
Okay.
9 to 12.
Okay.
Let's clean up our dog park.
Okay.
It should be cleaned up all the time,
Yeah, I was going
but
to
we
say,
kind of
some
give
people,
it one big
people
push.
don't use the bags over there or
Well,
something?
they do, but we have some,
There's some-
violations.
There's some German Shepherds out there that aren't taking.
So we're
yeah,
we're
gotcha.
gonna do a major
I love
cleanup,
German
9 to
Shepherds. but
12.
still, yeah, I got you.
So, and then the other activity that's a really big activity is on Siler Road again. You could hit both of them. The Food Depot.
Yes.
It's the Comcast Cares Day.
Okay.
And it's you know, if you want to find out about volunteering at the Food Depot, which is a really fun place to volunteer.
Yeah, you and Maria volunteer.
One Saturday a month.
Yep.
I mean, we give one Saturday a month to the Food Depot. Maria sits on the board of the Food Depot. Maria's my partner.
Yeah.
And we're dedicated to that place. We know what happens. So Food Depot, good place to go find out about volunteering that day. In
Okay.
addition, they have a pop-up food distribution going on that day. Pretty big event.
Yeah.
I would just encourage, go on down Siler Road. We got 2 big events happening on Siler.
Yep.
Come help us with this stuff.
That's right.
We want you to be engaged and to help. And the truth is that it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's hard for me to get out the door, Joe, and I think, I don't want to go do this.
But you always feel better after
when
you're done,
I'm
right?
done, I always think to myself, how could I not have wanted to do that?
Yeah.
Because it's a better life. It's connecting with my neighbors, making new friends, and what I always say, let's get out there and make a difference.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
We live here, we love it, and let's show that.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
And Joe, thanks for all you do. I mean, you're like always this enthusiastic person around City Hall, and
it's a great
you
place
get-
to work. I appreciate
You get lots
that.
of stuff done. You and I work well together on lots of different things, and you know, we can never say thank you enough to our city employees.
Yes.
It's a dedicated workforce, and we just can't say thank you enough. A lot happens.
Yes. No,
A
absolutely.
lot happens.
It does. It does.
You know, you turn your water on, water comes out of that spigot. That's
it
a
does.
big deal.
Or something. Yeah, exactly. I'm trying to think of some other, streets, right? I mean, you name it, we cover a bunch.
Traffic lights work.
That's
I mean,
right.
all these things that they don't just, it's not magic.
No.
I mean, it's hours and hours of work and planning
That's
that make
right.
these things happen, and even though we expect them to, I'm thankful that they do.
No, absolutely.
So,
Thank you
thanks.
so much.
Yeah, it's
Thank you
always
for
good
coming
to
on.
see you,
yes,
Joe.
No, thank you for coming on. Really, really appreciate it. We're gonna try and get some of the new team in,
Yeah,
the new
get some of
quarterbacks,
the-
the wide
yeah,
receivers.
yeah.
You know, a couple of centers and linemen. You know, we'll
Right.
bring them in. So.
Get some blockers in here.
Yeah, exactly. We need to get them in too. So thank you so much for coming on today.
Thanks for asking
Really,
me, Joe.
really appreciate it. And thank
So
you,
long,
folks.
everybody.
And thank you, folks, for tuning in this week. Folks, have a safe week. Have a great week. Adios.